YouTube? Topaz Jace back for another daily review, and this one is to that Tory Lanez Luv, and this is the second single off of the upcoming album that he got under Interscope, in which he just came out with the name of it, and he's calling it I Told You. Now, if you listen to Say It and you listen to this Love together, you realize the direction in which he's going with this project. He's pretty much taking old school songs and remaking them, and this is something that you can kind of stem back to Diddy. Not saying that he was the first to do it or anything, but he was the first to be so outward and vocal and arrogant about sampling such things that people kind of took it as fact. Took it as fact that if a song was a hit back in the 80s or in the 70s, then it'll be a hit today if you remake it. In which that is far from the truth, especially with today's music industry. See, what you gotta understand about today's music industry is that it's all about business first, you dig? I mean, a lot of people have sampled a lot of hits from the past and everything, and none of it really goes anywhere. But yet some people who have sampled it have seen some success because they had the radio spins behind it. They had the labels pushing it. The actual promotion that you get, the actual fact that Say It was played on radio all day, all night and such, that's what made that song into a hit, not the fact that he sampled someone in the past. So if you have the label machine behind you, pushing you and such, man, a lot of cases it doesn't make sense to go ahead and remake all of this because you're just cutting a check to somebody for a song that was honestly going to be somewhat successful anyway. And I'm not against sampling or anything like that, man. It's really just the realities of this game right now, man. A lot of people who's doing all of these samples and such, man, they're ultimately just not very original. They're honestly not having a lot of ideas for making hit singles or anything like that. So therefore, they just go back to the past and try to remake some out of laziness. And I'm not saying that this song was bad either, you dig? Because he definitely sampled one of my favorite songs from back in the day. It's like a dance hall track from Tonto Metro and Devontae and such, man. And I definitely did enjoy it from back then. But this is another thing that Tory Lanez has been doing, which is shooting himself in the foot. Because you got the biggest artist out there right now in Drake saying that you sound exactly like him. And with Drake already being out there with Rihanna doing dance hall like songs and such, man, multiple of them, and then your second single for your debut album is a dance hall sample, man, you're just making it all the more obvious and you're making Drake's argument that much greater. But ultimately, I'm kind of coming to the conclusion that he kind of wants this to happen because he's feeding off of Drake's stardom and such, man. The fact that Drake doesn't like all of this stuff, he keeps bringing them up in all of his bars and such, man. He may be using that as promotion. This is a super female-friendly dance hall track, man, that I can definitely see getting spun a whole lot of times, man, being just as big as Say It. It's just I wouldn't recommend either songs because they're just not on the level in which Tory Lanez have been able to do in his past. So ultimately, a song I would say go ahead and skip past because you're going to hear it anyway. You're going to hear it 1,000 times, so why rush into it now when it's not that quality? But this concludes today's review, and now we're going to jump into a brief instrumental from underground producer Vital before we jump into the news and then an article from downloadpass.com. That Rosecrans EP is being turned into a full-fledged album now, man, because of the success that they had. And quite honestly, I can't wait. That EP was one of the better projects so far this year, and having a full length of it, it'll definitely showcase more talent. But anyway, on to today's article from downloadpass.com, man, and here's a commonly used saying that a lot of people tend to say. They say that if you give somebody a fish, you'll give them a meal for a day. But if you teach them how to fish, then they'll eat forever. And which that is so true, but a lot of people just mistake where that quote comes from. A lot of people think that quote came from the Bible. Not really. But this is the thing that you got to keep in mind whenever you become successful in the game or something, man. Because a lot of people, they're going to come out with their hands open like, could you give me this money so that I can go and do this? And that is a quick way to run through all of the finances that you've earned and everything, man. Like, you ultimately can't just pay somebody in order for them to be a success or anything. But it's better for you, if you became a success, to sit down with them and teach them how you became a success. Teach them the grind necessary to in order to build themselves up, man. And that's the thing, man. You never give anybody anything, man, because nothing was given to you. But you can go ahead and sit down and show them how to do this. And when you show them how to do it, it's on them whether they're going to do it or not. I hope you enjoyed the show. You can follow me at Twitter up there. And you can go to downloadpads.com, that's down there, to read today's article.